Come on in, let's chat. It has been a crazy week. So come on in, let's talk about the life of a professional artist and all the interruptions that happen. So it has been a week and a half. If you follow me, and you'll see that it's been a week or so since I've had a video. So I told Zoe, let's just get this done. Let's just do a point and shoot for YouTube, and so that I can update you all on where I'm at. It has been March break in Ontario, Canada, and my son from Kelowna and his two kids and his wife came in from BC. So we have had a house full. I have 5 children. They have 5 spouses. They all have between them 8 children. So there's been 20 people in my house many days this week, and we've been feeding them. Guys, if you're a parent, do you even remember the fact that you make breakfast, you clean up, and then you make a snack, and then you clean up, and then you make lunch? Zoe, is that where your mom's at? I think your mom's past that.
Little bit past that.
Yeah.
We're graduating now, and she's very happy to be over making all the lunches and driving everyone places.
So that voice that you're hearing is Zoe, and Zoe is my co-op student from a school here in Hamilton. It's a very artsy school, so I'm really thrilled to have her. And she told me today some of her goals for the co-op are to create better videos, better filming. So I've got her doing a point and shoot today. What I wanted to talk to you about today was simply a check-in. I wanted to say, hi, I've missed you. It's been crazy though with all these kids under 10, but I am always sad when they go home. So it's a rock and a hard place. Quiet time's nice, studio time's nice, family time even nicer, and then back to regular routine. And you can't live in a place that is always busy and you have to get back to that regular routine. And my regular routine is here in the studio. So Zoe and I are just gonna do a shoot where you're gonna see the studio as I left it before my family arrived, and I haven't been in here at all. And I'm just gonna kind of go through things. And if Zoe, if you have any questions that you think people might wanna know about, feel free to ask them. But I'm gonna show you my studio, how I left it, and then we're going to talk about some videos that are going to be coming up. And yeah, so hang out with me today, and I'll get you more actual painting content or garden content in the next few videos. But this is a check-in. I have 2 pieces that I'm working on for a gallery in Orillia, Ontario, Cloud Gallery. They asked specifically for some vertical, smaller paintings, trees. So that's what I've got here. So what I've got on my French cleat wall. So what the French cleat means is that I can raise and lower based on the cleat and the angled panel. I can raise and lower these paintings to fit my need if I'm painting the bottom, painting the top. They specifically asked for vertical paintings, smaller. They think that that was a hot spot last year, so I'm going with that. And often galleries will do that. Different curators will ask for different things, different subject matter. And if you're following me along, or if you've seen my work on my website, you'll know that I paint from mountains to East Coast boats to Muskoka kind of cottage life trees. So this particular gallery wants cottage life trees. They've also requested big sky. So I'm working on this painting. So they've requested a big kind of fluffy cotton ball, clouds, islands, lots of water. So that's what you're seeing here. So all of these paintings are fully color blocked, and I have to come in and do the details on them, okay? These are the tables that I put underneath the paintings when I'm working, and this is where the palette goes, this is where my water goes, etc., etc. Zoe, if you pan down, you'll see the bubble wrap. I just did a square foot show. If this is the first time watching me, squarefootshow.com. Go check that out. It's an online international show that I run. I'm a co-founder and artist. We have a show once a month, and I sold 3 paintings in that show last week, and I've got to wrap them. That's going to be one of the next videos. I always say the next, but then, you know, life happens and we interject different things. So you've asked for a boxing video. That's what's coming. That's what Zoe and I are filming next today. This is super fun. I feel so important. Apparently, I'm an influencer. Craft Geek sent me this easel. So they wrote to me and they said, would you be interested in doing a review? And I said, actually, I would be, because I'm going to Japan in September. Side note, my kids are going to Asia for a year, and we're joining them in Japan for 3 weeks. And then in 2026, we're joining them in Vietnam.
Bring me with you.
Yeah, so fun, hey? So I am planning, although it's fairly heavy, I'm thinking about bringing this because it's a pop-up easel. So that's gonna be fun. Zoe, maybe we can go to the beach one day, pop it up, and do a plein air type painting with this. So that's on my to-do list. The counter is actually pretty clear. I guess I cleaned up before my kids came. However, apparently I left a bunch of paintbrushes in water. So I'm going to have to scrub them out. Look at this gross film.
Ew.
I know. How disgusting am I?
Life happens.
Life happens. Life happens. So I have to clean that up. Things are all over the place, but it's really actually not too bad. Here's a little, I think I was using leftover paint and just piling on leftover paint to experiment. You know, I'm doing abstracts. All right, so I've got canvases here. This is how I start the work. So I actually get help with this. So sometimes people say, do you do it all? I used to do it all. And if need be, and I have a white canvas and I want to start something, I paint them red. But I hire often a student or a friend who would love to make a little bit of extra money to come in and paint my canvases red. So I get the canvas, they paint it red, and that's how I start these paintings. They are all painted on red. And Zoe, actually, I'm gonna let you come really close to this one and show. Do you see how the red is poking through on the painting? I will actually leave that, and the red kind of unifies the whole thing. If that was white, it would just look like I hadn't finished the painting process. Okay, so that's a technique you can borrow. Red, black, hot pink, whatever you want, you can use as your base. It's just to get rid of that scary white and to unify the painting in the end. Okay, so then I thought I was done this painting, but then I got some feedback. So I've come back in and I have fixed it. So this part here, I had made really evident sunshine rays, and I got big no's from a few people. So I came back in and I kind of made that a little bit more subtle. And then I've got an area here to fix. I have some painting to do. This is probably half an hour to being finished. I had already varnished it though. So I've painted on top of the varnish, and now I'll have to do another layer of varnish once I do this. But so that is possible. In acrylic, I use an acrylic varnish on top. You can go and layer acrylic paint over top of that. No problem. What I've left on the easel here is a great wave painting. This is an embellished print. So Zoe, see if you can get close and show the texture and this wonderful manicure that I got. See this amazing manicure? And it's really still clean because I haven't painted in 10 days.
Very nice.
Right? Otherwise, there's paint all around my nail beds, and it is what it is. But I get to keep it nice right now. So this is an embellished print. So this is acrylic paint. And what I've done, using my technique of picking up many different colors, and you can go back and watch a video, a couple back, that shows that technique that Zoe filmed for me. And she did a great job. You got a lot of compliments on that. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw. To everyone that left compliments to me, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I will keep making videos for you.
That's great. So I go and I use the technique and I paint on top of the canvas. So this is a canvas print. I embellish it so it makes it a unique reproduction, not an original. It's a unique piece, however, because I can't embellish the exact same way the next time. But by putting these embellishing pieces on, it's pretty fun. So behind the easel is some abstract exploration. And Zoe, if you want to come over on this side and get in here, I'm really loving what is happening with all this. And see, oh, do you see what I just did? Here, let's make abstract. Let's add. This is a canvas that I've stapled to the wall, and I'm exploring with paint here. I don't know if it's making sense yet, but I love it. I love all the things that are coming with the layering and the history. And then these are abstracts that have just not worked, that are making me feel vulnerable. And I really should just turn them around so that they don't face me. But I did want to say, sometimes when you work, the work makes you feel vulnerable. It makes you feel like, do you know how to paint? Do you know what you're doing? Do you even have any skills? And there are days that I just leave the gallery, I leave the studio, and I'm like, this is not my painting day. But I have to say, the first layer of this was awful. And I've been building upon it, and it's getting to a point where I actually think it's really beautiful. And I've learned from some abstract artists that it's all about history. So if we talk about that, and we talk about even in our own lives, there are layers of our own lives that are great, that are awful, that are miserable, and then great again. And if we scratch below the surface, we will find what makes us us. And I'm learning that about abstracts, is that the layers are your unique thumbprint. Everybody has their own stroke. There are times that I have people asking me, like, if you teach, aren't you afraid that there's going to be a whole bunch of Julia Veenstras running around out there? Now, there have been some that have copied a little too closely, and I've had to have some discussions with them. And they're usually pretty great about it. And I tell them, be inspired, don't copy. And they've been able to push through and take what I've taught them and turn it into their own thumbprint. You need your own thumbprint. Another hot tip. So I've brought in the boxes that Zoe and I are going to construct and do a video next. I've got the round tondos, the wooden tondos that you've seen me paint, and I've got just more canvases hanging around. And there is my oil painting kit. So when I feel like doing oils, this is what comes out. I use gloves while I'm painting with it, and I bring this out and I focus on that side of the studio at that point. I think that might be it for today. I've shown you around, I've shown you what the studio looks like. I'll be back in here for good on Monday, and I'll be able to paint and be with just myself on Monday. I'll probably do a video for you. I'll probably have a video out on Monday. I think so. Do you think we'd be able to get something out on Monday, Zoe?
I think so.
I think so. Like and subscribe. You've got a kind of an all chaotic video from me today, but I wanted to check in. I wanted to say hi, so you knew I was still around. So we'll see you in the next video. Have a great weekend.